Hello and welcome back to Boxing Update. Here's my quick prediction for Dillian Whyte versus Povetkin fight signed and sealed for the 6th of March. I just want to talk about really on the Whyte side. Obviously we know what happened in the first fight, but I want to talk about the psychology of it, and I just want to know how Whyte's going to be, in this fight, because obviously he got put on his back and he got knocked out in a big way. Now, Dillian Whyte is a warrior. I think he'd fight anyone. He's been knocked out before by AJ, and he's been on a massive sort of, he had massive success, doesn't he, since AJ? He's made a bit of money. He fought Parker. That was a good fight. And I think with this, I think he'll match up with the loss, and he'll put that behind him. I think Dillian Whyte is going to win this fight. At first, I said Povetkin. I thought he's very seasoned, but now I'm thinking Dillian Whyte. I just think he's going to go all for broke. And if you look in the first fight, he'd had Povetkin down twice. Now you can read into that what you want. And to be fair to Povetkin, he got up and he knocked out Dillian Whyte, which that just shows his experience and his will to win. So he has still got a lot of desire. But Dillian Whyte, I don't think will be affected. What people may think. I think he's going to really do a number on Povetkin, and that's risky to say because he got knocked out in a big fashion. Now, is Dillian Whyte an elite fighter? No, he's not. Elite I consider only a certain few people like Canelo, maybe Fury. I really, to categorise someone as elite, I'm really fussy with that. I don't believe some fighters get categorised as being elite. I'm not too sure why. Even when they're world champions, I don't believe they're elite. Elite's something where they look, pretty much in their own sort of category. They're just better, like Ronaldo or Messi. Now, I think with Dillian Whyte in the next fight, it's all psychology. So he needs to stay switched on for 12 rounds, basically. That's what he needs to do. And I thought he was winning on the jab. He was hitting Povetkin well on the inside with the hooks, and he's got a decent hook. He knocked out Chisora big time with that hook. But for me, like I said, it's all psychology, and I think he's got that sort of mental capacity to come back because, again, he's a warrior. Now, you compare it to someone else like a David Price, he'd be shattered by that knockout, winning David Price, and you'd be thinking about it and maybe thinking, am I good enough, blah, 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 have a negative thoughts or something. You can see why that's affected David Price's career. That's what I think anyway. He's got a lot of ability. He's 6'9", wasn't he, David Price? But he just did not make it. And Fury went miles past him in the end. But for me, Whyte he'll be on song, he'll be up for this fight. He's had long enough training camp. I think he's in Portugal now. And yeah, I think he'll win. And I think it'll be similar to the first, where he'll maybe get a flash knockdown again. And he'll do a bit of safety first, but when an open opens, for him to maybe get a few good right hands in or a few solid left hooks, he'll take his opportunities. Again, he'll beat Povetkin on the 6th, and I think it'll be maybe a TKO round 8. After that, where it leads him, I'd like to see Dillian Whyte fight Deontay Wilder, because I wanted that fight before Fury fought Wilder. Actually, I always thought it was an interesting matchup, and you can imagine the press conference beforehand being a bit sort of just going off a bit and being a bit getting the ratings in. Wilder's got a big mouth, so is Dillian Whyte. So I'd like to see that, because obviously we've got the elite fight of AJ Fury probably coming up, and something like that, it just keeps the spice going in boxing, and boxers now can't really be turning down fights. You look at the UFC, everyone fights everyone, and that's how it should be. And boxing needs to evolve and stop taking these crappy mantries for, like AJ Pulev, stuff like that. I can't stand when every time Eddie Earn says, "Oh, we got a mandatory," it's a mandatory. I don't care. I want to see the best fight the best. and I think the boxers want that as well. You know, they want legacy. You know, it's more to boxing than money. It's like sport; you can't just drain it with money. It needs UFC if we reinvested a lot of money. I'd like to see more of a boxing go that way and centralise its power. Actually, that's another story. That's another video. But yeah, I picked Dillian Whyte, TKO round 8, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and we'll just see what happens after that, because if Whyte loses, you know, he's going to be fighting Derek Chisora again. I really do think that. I think he'll go back to that level. And personally, I know it sounds a bit negative, but I don't think Whyte's good enough to be a world champion. I think that boat might sail. So he needs this win, and I'd like to see him fight Wilder next. But that's my prediction. Have a good day, guys. Take care. Bye.